Now, any criticism on the president is an attack on the Yoruba people. That is what it is believed. The Southwest have brought another form of politics, and the North is not taking it lightly with the Southwest. Anytime there's an altercation between the North and the Southwest, they bring the Igbos in their middle. They use the Igbos as spoils of war. Any conversation at all. Now, this is a threat from a Northerner on her Twitter page. Her name is Hawa Alabura. She says, "Now let me make it clear to you all. Know now that the battle line has been drawn between the Boko Haram terrorist group." He's talking about Boko Haram in the north. The IPOB, she called the IPOB a terrorist group. IPOB in the southeast. Yoruba Ronu said they are forming terrorist group. Yoruba Nation secessionist group. He says the battle line has been drawn. She says, "Now whatever nonsense they have brainwashed you to believe is none of my business. I'm against all these groups, and I will not be associating with any member of these groups. Now is the time to press unfollow, because I shall go full on ballistic with you all. It gladdens my heart when I see the North and the Southwest having this kind of conflict, because they have been in bed over the years. The Southwest supported the Buhari, who was a failure, but now Tinubu's turn. After inheriting all the bad economy from Buhari, the North does not want to replicate the kind gesture that the Southwest gave to Buhari for a whole 8 years that Nigeria was destroyed. This has caused conflict between the Yoruba Ronu, the Yoruba conservatives, the Yoruba Nation, and the Arewa, and any other northern person that has the interest of the North at hand. Remember, the North is going all ballistic, full ballistic on the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The North have vowed that Tinubu will not return a second term. These conflicts are the conflicts that make me happy. Yes. She also made some other posts, and this was heartbreaking. She says, because the president is Yoruba, you now want to bully everyone to silence, shouting think Yoruba first up and down. Does Nigeria look to you like a Yoruba nation? Nigeria is Nigeria. If you want a nation, go through the right channels. If you dey craze, no bring craze con my side. Don't bring craze. She's telling the Southwest, don't bring craze con my side. They are giving it back to back. You know one thing about these two people? Hypocrisy. This is a common factor, a common feature, a common characteristics between these two sets of people. The Arewa, in quote, I'm calling the northern side, politicians or whoever in the north, and the Southwest think tank, whether Yoruba or no, whatever. Buhari failed for 8 years. Buhari plunged the country into disaster, destroyed the country. These two people have been in bed together. They have been sharing the spoils of Nigeria. They have been eating the national cake, hypocritically supporting themselves. Now the North had shown their true color. The Southwest has shown their true color. Don't forget, the East, the Southeast, the South know these people. That is why they are in disagreement with them. The Southeast had known that these people are hypocrites. Look at what is happening today. Because we have a Yoruba president, nobody needs to criticize. When you criticize, they start saying IPOB terrorists, they start saying all sorts. Now, they did that with the Southeasterners. It came to the point whereby the Northerners started criticizing the president. The Southwest expected that they would not touch Tinubu because they themselves were not criticizing Buhari, irrespective of the fact that he was destroying the lives of Nigerians. You can see the hypocrisy between the Southwest and the North. I'm very happy this is happening. The world can see the characteristics, the characters we have in these two sets of people. I'm here to say the truth, irrespective of who is affected. I am not somebody who pander to sentiments. Look at what is happening today. It is a strategic thing. What they do is that they try to gaslight you. When you criticize Tinubu's policies, they have found somebody they can use against the Igbos. They use P2P. They select people that are good at PR and destroy the image of persons. These people are professionals at destroying the image of human beings. You see the likes of Reno Mokri, Buala, and other persons, they may have been contracted to do this job for the Southwest, to destroy the image of P2P. When you criticize Buhari, they do the same thing. Now it is time for them to face themselves. Are you telling me that nobody should criticize the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Is it what you are trying to tell Nigerians? Is Tinubu a president to the Yoruba nation or the Yoruba people? If Tinubu does not do something that benefits Nigerians, you think Nigerians would keep quiet, should keep quiet? He never won this presidency on the votes of Nigerians. The North helped him, whether by hook or by crook, to win that election. It is distasteful that we are sharing the same country and nationality with such elements. Not all Yorubas are bad. It can never happen anywhere. In a tribe, everybody cannot be bad. But when we have a sizable number of people speaking out, behaving in the same way, you can use that to represent a whole. Semantics, that's what they call it, semantics. When you criticize Tinubu online, just criticize Tinubu online. Go to the comment section. The people attacking you will be from a certain tribe, and it is a consistent thing. Consistently, they attack you from a certain tribe. Then when you mention the word Southwest or Yoruba, they will start telling you that it is not all Yoruba. We know that it is not all Yoruba. We are all intelligent. We have sense. We understand what we are doing and what we are saying. That a certain people have hijacked the image of the Yoruba people and want to destroy it. They call themselves Yoruba Ronu. There's nothing bad in Yoruba Ronu, but don't be hypocrites. Don't be hypocritical about a Yoruba Ronu movement. You expect people not to criticize President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He's not the president of the Southwest. And what kind of persons do you want people to see you as? When somebody is doing wrong, you expect people not to tell that person is doing wrong. But you can point to other person as the wrongdoer. When you talk about when you're an Igbo person, you have an Igbo name, whether Delta or whatever, and you criticize Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they call you IPOB. Look at her post. She said IPOB terrorists. Despite the fact that there is a document that is telling Nigerians that IPOB is not a terrorist organization, but yet they still use the word. Why? What makes IPOB a terrorist organization? Because they are defending their land against insecurity created by government and non-state actors. Look at what's happening in the north. The army, the military is helpless. When people resort to help themselves, the military go in to fight people that are helping themselves, that are augmenting the efforts of the military, that are helping the military. The military is overstretched. So these guys have seen that there's an infiltration of Fulani herdsmen that are killing from the north, east, west, and south, that have cost Nigeria billions of naira in defense and military finance, that have destroyed lives and properties, that have destroyed economies. The army, the military, the police have been trying their best, but their best is not enough. How would you go to a farm when a herder who is allowed to roam all about with AK-47 and you are expected to use your bare hands to go and just get killed like that? When people equip themselves, the Nigerian government will want to take these guns out of their hand and probably kill them. Who are they sending to these places in the southeast? These are the same repentant Boko Haram terrorists. Repentant Boko Haram terrorists are in the Nigerian army, carrying the agenda, the Fulani agenda of Uthman, of their grandfather. Zamfara governor complained about the complicity of the military in aiding terrorists. He said they will get to a point and they are told to go back and not attack the terrorists, the military, according to the governor. He says the military will tell their boys, stop attacking. When they get to the base of these terrorists, the military, wherever the directive comes from, will tell their boys to stop attacking. The Southeast have seen this complicity, this compromise in the Nigerian military, and they have decided to help themselves not be killed by the same military that disenfranchises, that takes your right away from you, and you call them terrorists. Boko Haram, we know, world acclaimed terrorists are Boko Haram. Theirs is clear: to destroy people, kill people, and take over their lands and install the Islamic Caliphate. Because of the activities of this Boko Haram and the Fulani and Nigeria, that's why you have an IPOB rising up to the occasion, and you are calling these people terrorists. Don't you see that your education is not helping you at this point? You can't call the Yoruba nation terrorists. You can't call the Yoruba Ronu. Nigeria is a failed state. Nigeria is a failed project. It is only the North that will suffer if Nigeria divides. That's why you see all these people from the North coming and forming one Nigeria my foot. These guys are parasites, and parasites to the later. Parasites that are milking Nigeria dry. So the battle line is drawn. I love what is happening. Let everybody hold their fortress, and let's see whether what Nnamdi Kanu said about Nigeria would not come to pass. These are the things happening. And you know one funny thing? You cannot settle such scores when there's an enmity like this between tribes. It takes generations. Like what happened with the Southeast, the Nigerian Civil War. Still, after 60 years, people are harboring the resentment for each other. So I like the way the North and South are digging it out, are destroying themselves, both online. Probably in the months to come, in the years to come, we will see that offline. And I'm very sure that if there's an election today, there will be a confrontation between these groups. Like I said before, the Southeast is in the middle watching two people that have displayed the highest form of hypocrisy in the history of Nigeria fight themselves. We are just watching. We won't say anything. When you look at reactions on social media, reacting to this lady's page, because they called out the Ogun State governor, they told her, face your Borno, to tell you that Nigeria is not one. We are not the ones that are saying that Nigeria is not one. It is through our actions, the actions of the Yoruba Ronu, Yoruba Conservative, and the Arewa. Through their actions, you know that Nigeria is not one. So we are interpreting what these guys are doing, both offline and online. The politics, the dangerous politics the Southwest have been playing since the independence of Nigeria, or pre-independence of Nigeria, is backfiring on them now. It is going to be very, very hard for the North to trust a Southwesterner. Whether it is Southern president, the North are identifying only the Southwest as the odd one. The Southwest is seen as the odd one amongst the Southern states, the Southern region. Southwest is seen as a traitor by the North. The Southeast is seen as an aggressor. The South is seen as people that are leveraging on the commonwealth of Nigeria. For the North to see the Southwest as a traitor and betrayal, I love it. For these people to come up and join their heads and blast themselves and draw battle lines and throw tantrums at each other, it is a welcome development. The world is watching. People are watching. People understand the kind of persons. Like I said, the presidency of Tinubu has given the Yoruba a bad name. Yoruba personally, if you ask me personally, I don't see Tinubu as a Yoruba person. I don't see him as representing the real Yoruba Omoluabi. I don't see him representing. But it is some Yoruba people that have latched onto the personality of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and it is affecting the Yoruba heritage. Yorubas are people that are schooled. They are people that have proven that they can handle economies and societies. But here is an attempt by a civilian Southwesterner into power, because Obasanjo, they didn't look at him as a Yoruba man. The Southwest will tell you that Obasanjo is not a Yoruba man. So the first civilian Southwest president from Yoruba extraction has not lived up to expectation. And these few people, whether they are paid by politicians or not, are coming to create a bad image by latching on to the personality of a President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Like I say, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not Yoruba, should not be associated with the Yoruba cause. But if the Yoruba people want to associate President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to their own cause, it is their loss. It is going to be wonderful watching behind, sitting down and watching how the Southwest and the North destroy themselves. Remember, the Southeast is not part of this game. The South is not part of the game. Even in the North, the Middle Belt is not part of the game. They know that the Southwesterners, to a large extent, have been ungrateful. You know why? Because when you talk about Lagos State, the resources, Nigerian resources, was used to build Lagos State. After building Lagos State, an average Southwesterner would tell you that go back to your state. After using Akwa Ibom, Delta, Bayelsa resources, River State resources to build a Lagos State, and a collective effort of the early settlers, the colonial masters, and other people from other regions coming into Lagos to make Lagos a hub, a market hub, headquarter of economies. Then the Yoruba will now turn back and tell you, because they're a Ronu movement, go back. You can't talk about this place that your resources were used in building. So the hypocrisy is just glaring at the faces of everybody. Everybody is receiving woto, and it's a good one. Let them continue. We are watching. The younger generation, I pity the younger generation. They are coming to meet a bitter people, a people without any development. With all the Ronu, with all the conservative movement, with all the Arewa, this is the Nigeria you people have delivered to your children and children. This is the unworkable country that you people have delivered to the generations unborn. And you are coming to say Yoruba Ronu. You people should keep deceiving yourselves and deceive your generation. It is, you people are a disgrace to the African child. A disgrace. All the leaders since 1960 till now, nothing to show, nothing. Billions have been stolen. You come, you latch upon the commonwealth of Nigerians, and you steal billions, and you still have the guts to sponsor people, to divide people along tribal, ethnic, and religious lines because you want to be in power. Don't forget, this seed of discord that you people are sowing will one day come around to consume you, and that time is not too far from now.